So we were running a quick sound check when we moved the other podcast from my laptop to the rig. I was like, Greg, can you say something into the mic? He's like, oh, and my shit was like super loud, and it was just like I had my monitors on, and it just fucking rang through my ears, and I tossed them headphones off. Like, Jesus fucking Christ!
You could have done like mic check or something like that.
Yeah, he went just super fucking loud
for no reason.
Yeah, he's like that.
Okay, fair enough.
Fucking like that.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, I think I finally have a favorite Disney song, like a concrete one. That I'm like, yeah, this is it.
Okay. Well, the podcast is not rolling yet, Gabe.
Okay. Well, we can get into that. Maybe under movies, I'll slide it in.
No, I'll just put it under your Disney trip.
Yeah,
No,
man, my Disney trip.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it under the next Disney thing.
Okay.
We're gonna have some Disney talk, just sheer notes.
Okay, that's fine. But how you readjusting to Illinois life?
Good, man. I ain't got to worry about my life no more. Hurricane Dorian just upsized to Category 5, so the Bahamas are gonna be no more.
Yeah. Well, it's taken a hard turn.
Yeah.
So it's staying in the Atlantic. It looks like it's straying away from Florida, but like you said, they're obviously
it's probably gonna skim over Miami,
Yeah.
North South Carolina, and it looks like Virginia at the moment.
So hopefully it doesn't do too bad because you can't fuck around with those hurricanes, man. Those things are fucking devastating.
Nope.
So especially a Cat 5, you said?
Yeah, it's a Cat 5. The eye of the storm is a Cat 5 as of this morning.
Holy shit!
So that's the highest category you can go to.
Yeah, that's usually all the scales when it comes to all the.
Well, except the Richter scale.
Yeah, the Richter scale is different, but
how fat is that ass? They got a 10 on the Richter scale.
All right, Gabe. So are you ready? Ooh, I fucking peak. I'm sorry.
Oh man, you gotta.
I
need 2 boom shields.
I pulled a Gabe this week and I peaked hard.
Good stuff. Well, to answer your question, yes, I'm born ready.
All right, cool. What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Second City Kids podcast, episode number 131.
131. We didn't change it on the agenda, but we will.
Yeah. That for sure will be changed. And we are back on a nice day on the south side of Chicago, Illinois.
See, you and I like this weather, man. I
do.
think my theory is that you like the weather of like your birth season.
Yeah,
because I love fall.
Yeah,
like all my outfits are catered very fallish. You know,
Yeah.
Well, maybe except this one.
Well,
I'm wearing a flowery kimono.
Well,
with some red pants.
you're a little mixed right now. You got like maroon pants going on with the white
Yeah.
T-shirt, but with the long shirt, and a floral.
Yeah,
floral
and my dangly earring. I look like I'm straight out of some fucking crazy ass show.
You look like you were from like a Degrassi character from 1987.
It looks like I went to an anime exposition
Yeah.
instead of Disney World.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of Disney World.
Oh yeah, that's a natural. Look at the natural segue from Gabe. He's getting better at this, folks. All right, so yeah, you had your Disney trip, man, and I just want to hear about the whole entire thing.
Sure. So it was good. Moving on to the next topic. Well, we spent 5 days down there. First day we did Animal Kingdom. We did the safari. We did all this sorts of shit. I couldn't name you all the rides. I wasn't keeping up with a whole bunch of them. But Monday was Animal Kingdom. I'm sorry. Probably my least favorite of the parks. Was still very good.
Okay.
I think that's a most.
Yeah.
I think that's the consensus.
Did you happen to catch the Avatar ride at all?
Yeah. Was that at Animal Kingdom? Yes, it was at Animal Kingdom. Yeah, the 4D Avatar thing. We waited 2 hours for that, man, because I was like, we didn't fast pass that, but we hopped on super late, and then it started like storming as soon as we got out of Yak and Yeti.
Okay.
And so we like sprinted to the ride, and we were like soaked, and we had to wait 2 hours. So it's kind of miserable. The ride was super cool though. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a sucker for that 4D experience, man. That like splash of water in your face, and the wind blowing, super cool. Overall, that ride was fun-ish. I think I enjoyed the safari more, man. Just sitting down after a long day, getting your feet a little rest.
Very cool.
And pointing out all the animals and stuff.
How was Yak and Yeti?
It was all right, man.
Yeah?
I didn't think it was anything special.
Okay.
I got a Kobe beef burger, and, you know, Kobe beef is supposed to be, like, super awesome, and I've had super awesome Kobe beef. This burger was kind of meh.
Okay.
It wasn't bad by any means, but
it wasn't
for a $20 burger, you know? Like, I
up the
get
game.
something crazy at Kuma's for $20. Maybe because I'm a Chicago loyal, but
This
whatever.
is true.
Tuesday, we did, what did we do Tuesday? Hollywood Studios,
Okay.
first time around. That was fun. Tower of Terror was excellent. We had a 20-minute wait, like I told you, because we got there at like 9:30. It wasn't even super early. 20-minute wait, hopped on that. Hopped on some other rides in Hollywood Studios I can't fucking name you. I think is Everest Expedition at Hollywood Studios, or is that?
Everest is at Animal Kingdom.
So we did that at Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
That ride was awesome.
Yeah.
Hung around Hollywood Studios. Overall, very cool park. Love the scenery. Love the kind of setup of everything. And then we did the Star Wars
Galaxy's Edge.
No, not Galaxy's Edge. The cargo landing, the small one.
Oh, okay.
The small one. We did that Tuesday. Went through it. Got to meet Kylo, Stormtroopers. And, got to meet Chewie and Rey.
Okay.
Fun little thing. We met Chewie and Rey, and like, so Rey's not always there at the character meet and greets because she's like loitering about the whole park. So the first time we went, to go meet Chewie, Rey was there, and Maddie got us one of those photo passes. Well, her friend did. She works there and it's discounted.
Okay.
And so I didn't scan the thing correctly on the way out.
Yeah.
Because you don't scan it right there with the photographer. It's one of those where you exit and then they have a little kiosk there and you scan your magic band or your photo pass, right?
Okay.
And so I got the damn card stuck in the fucking kiosk, right? And Maddie was like, "Oh, what the fuck did you do?" So she pried it out, right? And then there was like, the people afterwards were piling behind us. I'm like, fuck, man, I feel real bad because then we went home that night and we didn't get our pictures. We got the group behind us.
Oh,
pictures.
no.
But, thankfully, Maddie checked because I was like, fuck, that thought like floated into my head. And so she's like, yeah. And I was like, all right, well, let's go meet Chewie again. And Rey wasn't there the second time, but we do have pictures of Chewie.
Okay.
Super fun, super soft. Next to growl.
Yeah.
What more do you want me to say about Chewie?
I don't know, man.
Hollywood Studios was fun. Third day we did Epcot round 1.
Yeah.
Epcot was really cool, man. I love the whole like center of the park, how it's like the land of tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Felt very like, for lack of better terms, like 50s ish.
Yeah.
Felt very kind of retro futuristic, if that makes sense. That was cool.
That's a thing.
We did some of the countries. We did like Norway. We went on the Frozen ride, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Coming from a guy who hasn't seen the movie, it was well done.
Mm-hmm.
We met Anna and Elsa. What else? Loitered about there for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday was Magical Kingdom. So I wasn't really
Magic
sold.
Kingdom.
Yeah, Magic Kingdom. I'm sorry. I wasn't really sold on the whole vacation until we saw the fireworks and the light show.
Yeah.
Thursday night at Magic Kingdom. That was holy shit. It was like
mind-blowing.
next level.
Yeah.
Magic Kingdom overall really cool. I love all the shops, man. They're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I just wanted to spend all this money, but I was like, dude, I cannot spend money like this left and right.
Fair enough.
What else we do at Magic Kingdom? We did the Seven Dwarves ride, which is fun.
I heard that shit is epic. I heard it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention we did Slinky Dog roller coaster at.
How was that?
It was okay. It was not worth the 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
Not
Fair
one
enough.
bit. If it's hard to fast pass, but if you can get it in under an hour, it's fun.
Okay.
Every like third Slinky Dog train, whatever you want to call it, they shot off. It made a noise. It was like or like yee-haw. And I looked at Maddie. I was like, dude, they got this poor soul fucking caught in purgatory, and they're just torturing him yee-haw every fucking 15 minutes.
That's funny.
As they launch him into oblivion. So yeah, Thursday was the Magic Kingdom. Overall fun experience. We did Be Our Guest. So have you been to Be Our Guest before?
No. We will be going for the first time coming up.
So Maddie and her friend went prior to this.
Yeah.
And so I looked it up. It's a fixed pricing thing now. So it's $60 flat for adults, and I think it's $35 for kids, but you get a full 3-course meal.
Yeah.
So I got the French onion soup, which is stupid cheesy, stupid good.
Okay, so you loved it?
Yeah. And then I got the spice dusted lamb. Do you like lamb?
No, not really.
Oh, man, dude, that lamb is the best lamb I've ever fucking had.
Okay.
And that shit was so good. And then you get dessert. The desserts are cute. You get a macaroon with raspberries in it. You get something, and then you get chip with like green vanilla mousse in it.
Oh, okay.
Good. And that was probably my favorite dining experience there.
Okay.
It was really fucking good food, man. Maddie was like, man, we spent like $150 today because she got wine and stuff. I was like, dude, for $80, I would gladly pay for the lamb again.
Okay.
It was really good.
Okay, cool.
So I mentioned to you that the Beast kissed my girlfriend while we were in the photo shoot. He made me turn around and he gave her a smooch on the cheek. So me and the Beast got beef now.
Okay, fair enough.
And then Friday was kind of, I feel like we did the most Friday, but we did the least according to my fitness app. So Friday we did Galaxy's Edge in the morning.
Okay.
It was not packed. It was a little packed.
Yeah.
You had a lot of elbow room though, man. It was like maybe like outskirts of the central pit area of like something at the Aragon.
So not quite elbow to elbow, but
no, nowhere near elbow to elbow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
but
saying if
still
you walked in the back line of the bottom lounge, it was like that.
Oh, okay.
So it was not bad at all. What do we do there? We got the milk. I like the blue milk. Maddie liked the green milk, so it really worked out.
Okay.
Because we got 1 and 1 just to try both. And
yeah.
She liked hers. I love mine.
You're like, sweet.
Yeah, man. It's you can get them with like alcohol too.
Yeah.
Oh shit. What
Did
else?
you?
No, I didn't get it with
Okay.
alcohol because they were like $14. I was like, fuck, man.
Yeah, man. Arm and a leg.
But the milk is a must. What else we got? We had Kylo Ren walking around harassing people out of the blue, which is fucking great. I didn't really I like Kylo after 7. I didn't particularly love him after 8, but just seeing him walking around, just pointing at people like, you. That's great. And the stormtroopers kind of goofing around and stuff. Galaxy's Edge is set up in a very interesting way. It all loops around back together. It's like a perfect circle with some cuts in the middle.
Okay.
And I think it's really cool. The eatery area is awesome because it's like a Junkard, and it has like a big like speeder engine in the middle that's like heating up the food, and they got like this
cool
faux like pork roast or whatever, And it's really cool. Overall, I think there wasn't too much to do at Galaxy's Edge at this point in time.
Okay.
They are working on that new ride, which drops December 5th, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
It was fun to walk around. I think we did one lap. We did another lap. We hit the shops. The main shop, the antiquity shop, is fucking awesome. You could spend a shitload of money there.
Okay.
I almost bought Dark Jedi robes, man, to be honest with you, but they were like expensive. They got lightsaber replicas. They got busts.
How much were those replicas?
It depends on which one you want. Like the Yoda one, I think was like $120.
Okay.
And the full size Darth Maul one was like $160. The Obi-Wan one, I think, was the cheapest at like $100-ish.
Oh, so they're not quite the price of the one you would make yourself then.
No.
Okay.
But they do have replicas for sale, and of course you've seen the cheap ones kind of strewn about the park.
Yeah.
Like I said, the antiquity shop, stupid cool. You could spend a lot of fucking money there.
Okay.
Like I said, if you want like a General Grievous bust, which was probably one of my favorite things in all of Disney, like shop wise, it was like $300. I was like, fuck, this is really good looking. That was like, it looked like marble. I don't know what it was actually.
Okay.
And then we did the Falcon ride, the Smuggler's Run. That's competing for best ride at the moment, just because I think I told you it was super sick. It is probably the most immersive Star Wars thing you could do at the moment. Okay. Because it's a crew of 6 in the Falcon. Fuck, man, that was really good. It was really good, man. It was awesome. All right. And they got handles on the back of the seat in front of you. Use that because the Falcon tossed me around like left and right. Super awesome. We didn't get pilot seats because you got to fucking fight for those, man. Yeah. You got to fight for those. Everybody wanted pilot seats. So I was like, whatever. We got gunners, which are the next best. Yeah. And that was a lot of fun, man. And just zipping through that thing, jumping into hyperspace and feeling like your heart sinking to like your back, just yeah, super cool. So after Galaxy's Edge, we did the Food and Wine Festival. Okay. Opened up at Epcot. We hit 12 things. You want to hear everything we got?
Absolutely, I do.
So Epcot's up there, man. It's probably one of my favorites.
Really?
It's really cool. I like it. I like the layout. And the Food and Wine, I'm sure, definitely helped.
Yeah, because I think going into it, I thought Epcot would be your favorite because it's kind of like, well, food and some rides if you want, but like food and fun, beer and walking and cool architecture and scenery and all that. So
it's a really nice park, but yeah, it's definitely up there. I wouldn't. It's hard to choose a favorite between those three because they're all good.
The second half, I don't know if I told you this, but the second half of Epcot, not the World Showcase part, but the other half is actually going to get redone in the coming years. It's going to be like the next big project. They're going to have like a Moana ride, and it's going to.
Oh, we did Soarin' too. I forgot to mention that. That was a really cool ride.
Soarin' was cool?
We got Top Row, which is fucking awesome. And yeah, man, I thought it was super cheesy that they put all these wonders of the world, and at the end it's Epcot. They're like, oh, look at us, we're wonderful. So, Food and Wine Festival. Sure. Round 1, we got crab cake. It was really good. Round 2, I'm going the wrong way on my pictures. Round 2, we got spice crusted Verlasso salmon with a slaw on the side, which is pretty good. Round 3 was a steakhouse blended burger. And so that was like the American one. That was flavors from the fire. That was really good. Okay. It's really a slider at the end of the day because all these things are like, like palm-sized.
Snack-sized.
Yeah, snack-sized. That was good. Round 4 was grilled tuna tanaki from Hawaii, which is good. Round 5 was sweet and spicy brushberry shrimp from Australia. Oh, man, that shrimp was fucking awesome. If you like shrimp at any capacity, you got to try this shit. Okay. Round 6 was pão de queijo, which is like Brazilian cheesy bread. Oh, man, was that shit fucking awesome. I could eat that shit all day. Round 7 was spicy hummus fries from Morocco. Banging. Okay. Banging. Round 7, I didn't actually take a picture of because I ate it too fast, but it was from Japan. It was a teriyaki chicken bun, so it was like this super soft, fluffy bun, and the inside was like vegetables, like peas, carrots, and all that stuff, glazed in teriyaki sauce. When you bit into that shit, it was, oh, man, that was awesome. You got to try that. You'd love that shit. Okay. Round 9, they had we had a New England lobster roll. Let me tell you something about this lobster roll. Oh, my word. That shit was so good, man. I couldn't stop talking about it after we ate it. We had to, like, sit down. And they had this coffee beer, too. It was like a blonde coffee beer. And that shit was awesome. Okay. They have a lot of local beers from around the area. Round 10 was in Italy. We did ravioli carbonara, which is good. Round 11, we did bratwurst and Schinkennudeln, which is like their version of a casserole. So it's like macaroni and all this shit, and the top layer is like nice and crunchy.
Okay.
They glaze it with like a torch and stuff. And then round 12 was Swiss raclette, where they give you 2 small kind of like bagel-sized things, a couple potatoes, a couple pickles, and then melted Swiss cheese over all of that. So that was good. And that's all the food we did, not including beer, not including wine. And that was super fun, man. And food, I think, actually came out cheapest for that day, considering that we split 12 things.
Okay.
And had a shitload of beer.
How much was the festival itself, or how much was it to partake?
None.
Nothing?
None.
Oh, okay.
You just have to have a park ticket.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's it. And yeah, and it's usually like $5 to $7 depending on what you want. Most of them hover around the $5.50 area.
Okay.
And yeah, man, you just go around and try everything. They give you a cool little passport too, and you just like
check it off as you go.
and they have like stickers too. So it's like, hey, I hit Hawaii, and you put like the big old fucking sticker on the Hawaii one. And you're like, oh, here's what I had. So that was super fun. Disney overall was pretty cool. And yeah, man, I'm just glad we evaded the tornado.
Yeah, well, the hurricane.
Oh, I'm sorry, hurricane. Yeah.
So overall, how would you rate your overall Disney experience? How was the hotel?
We got the cheapest hotel of the bunch.
Okay.
And it wasn't a bad hotel by any means. The shower head was fucking awesome, man. You don't know how shitty your shower head is till you got one that goes at you, for like 20 minutes.
Sure.
It wasn't anything special, but we made that conscientious decision where we said we're going to save some money on the hotel.
I mean, pay off.
So it was a pretty good experience, man. Like I said, the beginning half of the week I was like, and then the fireworks show, I was like, all right, there is something pretty magical about this.
Absolutely, there is.
And because that thing was crazy. It was pouring too, man, and people were standing out there.
Really?
And I had my my Devil Wears Prada windbreaker on. I gave Maddie my Fit for a King one. We just stood out there and waited, man.
Very cool.
We got really good spots on that too.
Excellent. So you got sucked into the magic just a little bit.
No, it's a good experience.
Yeah.
And I think we did it for like $800 a person.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Which is nothing. And we didn't do the dining plan, by the way.
Yeah.
It actually came out cheaper without the dining plan for us.
The dining plan, like if you're willing to like slam a lot of food every single day, then the dining plan's for you. But
well, that's exactly what Maddie told me, because this is like your 6th time or whatever at Disney.
Yeah.
She was like, last time I went, we got the dining plan and we were like trying to fucking stuff ourselves at the end of the day, because it's like it's a waste of money if you don't.
Because if you have as an example, like say like me and Adriana and the baby went sometime within the next 5 years, right? Mm-hmm. We all pay for the dining plan, right? We all get an appetizer, so the 3 appetizers on top of the food that you're going to eat, on top of all the drink and the dessert, and
your alcohol's not paid for.
That's true. Yeah.
So
it's kind of crazy.
Overall, a fun experience. I didn't do the lightsaber thing, and my justification was, it's $200, and unfortunately, it's just going to sit there. And I know you were like, well, it's the experience. I 100% understand, but at the moment, I don't even have a spot to put this in. If I had like a holder, a glass case, something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought twice. And the line wasn't that bad.
Really?
For either the droid or the lightsaber.
So could you walk up and get an appointment then?
Yeah, that's how it works, actually. I think for the droid one, they have availability that you can set up online now.
Well, both of them they do.
Both of them they do?
Yeah.
I know that for that first day, I think Friday and Saturday, they were doing just walk-ins. So if you were the first one in there and they said, hey, we got an open in 10 minutes, come back. You came back in 10 minutes and they got you.
Very cool.
So, yeah, man, that was my big thing. I was like, if it was $100, yeah, but $200 and it's essentially just going to collect dust until we move, I was like, I can't do it. Next time we'll do it.
Fair enough.
They do, however, have, if you're balling on a budget out there and you're trying to do Disney, they have the cheaper Constructor lightsaber, which is $35, which Maddie got from me last time she went. Cool. And then they have a mini Build-A-Droid, and I got 2 of those. They're 2 for $22, and I was like, fuck it. And you can do an R2 unit or you can do a C3 unit. Okay. And they have, all the parts are interchangeable and stuff, and I got 2 of those, and I was pleased with it.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, man. Well, I'm glad you had fun. With that being said, well, let's do your favorite Disney song, because apparently you discovered one on the way out.
Dude, so let me tell you what prompted this, right? Disney does their collections of pins every year.
Yes, they do.
And I'm a sucker for pins. I don't know what happened to me, but I like pins now, right? And so I saw it was a Goofy collection. So it was Goofy. It was Baldy Boy, whose name I can't remember from the first movie with the Cheese Whiz.
Oh, Bobby.
Mm-hmm. It was there was one more, and then the 4th one was Max dressed as Powerline.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, fuck, I want that pin real bad, because it was super snazzy, right?
Okay.
But the fucking set was like $30, and I was like, fuck that. So what prompted me was I bought the OG Goofy movie on DVD because it was like $5, and I was like, give me that shit.
Absolutely.
Because it's been years. We rewatched an extremely Goofy movie because it's on Netflix, but that's just not the same.
No, not quite.
So we sat down yesterday and we rewatched the OG Goofy movie from like '94, right? Oh, and there was a preview for The Little Mermaid 2, and I forgot they made a second one.
Yeah.
They're like, it's been 10 years. And I was like, holy shit, Little Mermaid's like 1980s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? But so we rewatched it, and I was like, dude, this Powerline song is fucking bang.
Which one? The first one or the second
Stand
one?
Out.
Okay.
Stand Out is really fucking good.
It's pretty good.
Tevin Campbell did that, and I was like, holy shit. And I had the damn fucking song stuck in my head like all night after that, dude. It's really good. And I think I don't think it's cheesy. I don't think it's forced. I think if you would have told me this is a pop song from the 90s, I would have been like, yeah, it's totally a pop song.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it fits the movie beautifully. And man, I forgot how much I fucking love the OG Goofy movie, man.
It's a very good film.
It's a really good one.
I love the whole Bigfoot scene. That shit cracks
great.
He cracks me up, and he fucking starts dancing to Saturday Night Fever. Oh my god, it's so good.
It was Staying Alive.
Staying Alive, yeah.
Staying
I'm sorry.
Alive.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
Yeah, the whole movie was just ridiculous over the top. That's what kind of prompted me. I was like, I think I finally have one. Because I kind of liked a bunch of the Mulan stuff. I liked stuff from here. I liked stuff from there. But I was like, if I have a favorite Disney song, it's going to be Stand Out by Powerline.
Okay.
And they have Powerline merch out now, by the way.
Do they?
Yeah, and it's really fucking cool.
Man, there's
you
something
can get
about
like a Powerline shirt from like like on the front, it's like Powerline, and like it's a black shirt with the yellow and like purple and blue on it, super cool. On the back, it's Stand Out Tour 94.
That's fucking sick.
And I was like, damn, that's fucking awesome.
That is pretty cool. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, man. So that movie's making a slow comeback.
At least to you.
To me, man.
Yeah,
to me.
Absolutely. All right. So with that being said, we added this to the notes as well, or Gabe did. So Target's going to have its own
Disney store within a Target store.
Disney store within a
so
Target
store. So they struck an exclusivity deal, and I think this is super cool because where do you get the most authentic Disney merch? Disneyland or Disney World, right?
Correct.
Those are your two options for the most authentic thing.
Yes.
But now Target is going to carry more Disney branded stuff, and they're going to have a Disney shop within a Target store. And I think that's brilliant.
Absolutely.
Because now you get dual brand power. So when you think of Disney, maybe not now, maybe not next week, but maybe in next year or the year after, when you think Disney, you're going to be like, well, shit, I could get some really cool exclusive Disney stuff at Target.
Yeah.
So now that not only forces you into a Target store, but it forces you B into a Disney. So, hey, man, I need paper towels. And it's like, hey, let's swing by the Disney stuff.
Let's see what shirts they got or something like that.
Dude, it's brilliant. I love it.
Yeah, it's a good call, definitely. I mean, obviously, there's Disney stores that exist that are standalone. Usually, they exist inside malls. The closest one to us is the one at Chicago Ridge.
But that one's kind of shitty, man.
It's kind of outdated. It's kind of ugly.
They haven't touched it since it opened,
Since
honestly.
it opened. Yeah, no, that's probably legit. Actually, I know somebody who was like up there in corporate at work. She stated that she actually worked for the Disney store, like when they were just rolling them out. She's like, the training is like next level great because obviously it's like an extension. At the time, it was kind of an extension of the whole Disney branding, right? Obviously, I'm sure that's slipped away since then. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong, but yeah, man. So that's kind of cool. I'm definitely all over it. I mean,
you do any exclusive shit, you do shirts, you do Funko Pops, you do pins, that thing's going to sell out instantly. Yeah. Because even Target exclusive Funko Pops that are non-Disney related, those things go quick, man.
Yes, they do.
Because I keep an eye on that shit, and those just sell out.
Yeah, those go pretty quickly.
Should be fun, man. I think the goal was November. We have a lot of November goals for this particular agenda. Yeah. But be on the lookout for that, man. I'm super excited.
We're gonna hop all over it and all that good stuff. It should be fun, and it's a great call from Disney and Target, like you said. It's
excellent. Because like think about it, right? Like we have the fortune of having a Disney store that's within a 15-20 minute drive of us, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How many towns in Boo-Foo-ass nowhere, Arkansas have that privilege?
Probably very little to none.
Probably like one.
Yeah.
Right. But now, like how many Boo-Foo-ass towns have access to a Target? Probably a massive.
Yeah.
A much larger chunk of that. Now they get that kind of mini Disney experience.
Absolutely.
What is your most legit, authentic piece of merch?
From Disney?
Well, it can be from anywhere.
My most legit piece of merch. Let me think. Hold on. Gabe sprung this on me. Legit piece of merch.
Man, this peach tea's doing it for me.
Yeah? Is it hitting spot?
Peach milk tea with mango boba.
Oh, that does sound pretty good, actually. Is that Starbucks?
Mm-mm.
What is
T-Yard, baby, T-Yard.
Where's that?
There's one on 95th.
Oh.
Across the TGIF.
Most legit piece of merchandise. That's a good question.
I got mine in mind. You want me to go?
Go ahead.
So I have a Slytherin beanie that I bought from Platform 9 3/4.
That's pretty metal.
That's probably the most legit you can get. It's the Disney World equivalent of Harry Potter.
That's true. I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I've bought like jerseys at stadiums. I think that's pretty legit. No.
Yeah, that's getting there.
I got my Trubisky jersey from Soldier Field when I went to the game.
I think unless you got unless you had a Vanna shirt that Davey Muse handed you himself,
That's. I mean, we got the vinyl that they sold to us, so that's kind of the same deal. But yeah, I mean, outside of like band merch, it's kind of hard to pinpoint that. That's actually an interesting question. I'll have to think about that.
That's probably a thought for another time.
Did you see my shirt?
By the way, what shirt are we looking at? Daddy of the Birthday Princess. That's cute. Yeah, that is cute.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's cool. All right, man. So
speaking about Disney, we got some Star Wars talk.
Yeah, we got some Star Wars talk. So the D23 footage dropped. So it's on the internet now. Star Wars, I guess, had kind of a new trailer, but it's kind of also old footage.
It's like 90% old footage.
It's like 90% old footage with 10% of fucking beautiful amazingness and wrapped up into it. So new footage. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
Okay, so you hopped on this. Okay.
I literally watched all the trailers before I came over today.
Okay.
So we could talk about them.
Okay, so you have an opinion on them? Excellent. Because I didn't know how much to put on the agenda because I'm like, Gabe's coming out of vacation mode, and I'm not sure how prepared he's going to be.
I have an album review and a bunch of singles ready for you, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Gabe's a good co-host,
so,
guys.
I want to talk about this because I'm a big fucking sucker for one of those things that's like everything up to this moment. I love that. It covered all 6, 7, 8 movies.
All the movies, yeah.
All the movies up to this point, and that's where 90% of the footage comes from because it's like 2 minutes and 12 seconds or whatever, maybe, right? But the snippets we did get, first of all, Kylo looks like he has full control of his saber. I don't know if you noticed, but when we got the previews for 7, it had that like weird like cackling around it, and he did the weird wrist flick, right? Mm-hmm. He doesn't even look like he pushes the button this time. It looks like he just fucking ignites that bitch with the Force. So I think that's important to note because Kylo is growing as a character and as a Force user and as a lightsaber wielder. Mm-hmm. I think it's important to note because this is the last one in this line of trilogies. Uh-huh. What else we got? We got that Dark Ray thing. Here's my opinion on that. If Rey was really going to the dark side, it wouldn't be in the trailer. I think that's some fucking dream she has or whatever.
That's the fear that's going around. Dream sequence or vision.
110%.
Yeah.
That lightsaber though, that like spinning dope, that's bitching, bro.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking metal, man.
I was like, why does she have two? I was like, oh shit. So that's in there solely for merchandising, within a dream sequence, because of course, they can't give away major plot points like that.
Yeah.
They redid C-3PO again because he's the true Sith Lord with red eyes, right? So more merchandising.
Sure.
Trailer was good. The new footage we got, it looks like we're getting a counter to the Mustafar fight.
I was thinking that too.
Because it's like a total opposite. It looks like it's almost like on Camino. It has that crazy stormy weather.
Yeah, that water storm thing going on.
It's like the whole Freddy Jason thing, right? Like Freddy died by fire, Jason died by water.
Yeah.
So they're doing that kind of
that's
dichotomy, right?
Yeah, well, I noticed that too. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of like a reverse Mustafar. But yeah, it is kind of interesting that it kind of mirrors the story that we've had before.
So maybe this time it'll be, and here's me reaching again. Fucking 4 months before the movie or 3 months before the movie, right?
September.
Here's me reaching. I think that what we might see is a peaceful conclusion as opposed to the violent one we got at Mustafar.
Yeah.
Because Anakin turns into Vader. Maybe this time nobody dies. Maybe this time they both die. We'll see. I think it'll be different.
We've also got, there's another thing of note that we've also got fresh lines from
Mark Hamill.
No, not Mark Hamill. Palpatine. We got fresh lines from him too.
I'm still in the air about that. Force Ghost is the story I'm sticking to.
Yeah, but I think somebody told me, or I think I might have heard it in a video that somebody's like, Sith Force Ghosts don't come back quite the same as Jedi for Force Ghosts.
Well, here's the thing. If Disney hadn't, I don't know, fucking cauterized or circumcised, I should really say, the extended universe.
Circumcised.
Really, they cut it off, man. If they hadn't circumcised the extended universe, we would be having like 1,001 talks right now, because I know my shit about Force Ghosts and amalgamation, all that shit. I love that stuff. I love the extended universe. We don't have any concrete super like, here's what happens when you're a Force Ghost. Or, the general rule is if you had an impact on the Force and the people around you and your presence was strong enough, there was a chance that you would come back as a Force Ghost. And we've seen that with Yoda, Obi-Wan, and Anakin/Vader.
Yeah.
And all three of those make sense in the context
Qui-Gon
of the first. And Qui-Gon. All four of those make sense within the context of the first 6 films.
Okay.
But now we don't really have much to base it on.
What if there's like this epic moment, and again...
See, we're doing it again. Yeah. We're writing a better movie.
What if there's this epic moment near the end where all the ghosts come back in their own forms, we have like Darth Maul, Sidious, we have fucking Darth Vader and Anakin. Maybe they go toe to toe. That would be kind of fucking sick. And this big, epic, grandiose battle between light and dark for the final time, and it'd be like the most epic thing ever.
That seems like some shit that would happen in the next God of War game, because that's a very Viking-esque Ragnarok thing. That's not a Star Wars thing.
Okay.
I have no issues if you show all those on screen and you have the dark side on one half and the light side on the other half, as kind of an homage to everything that's been up to this point. I have no issues with that. If you have them fighting and shooting shit and lightning out their cocks, now we have an issue. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a very like Ragnarok-esque Viking Norse mythology stuff.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, well, here's...
What if... Okay, another thing.
All right, sure, go ahead.
What if we have like mirrored sequences from things that we've seen?
Wouldn't doubt it.
And like things that we've seen along the way, like it's like getting mirrored. And it's like no matter what, the cycle is meant to repeat over and over again because that's
See, now we're writing a better movie again, man.
I know, man. I can't help it, though.
Mirrored sequences does not constitute like an Ouroboros. You know, do you know what an Ouroboros is? It's a snake eating itself. It's a constant cycle of eating itself, right? And so I think mirrored sequences don't necessarily constitute a movie that's in a cycle like a perfect example, right? Black Ops Zombies. Those guys are in a constant cycle. Yeah. And it makes sense because every time you die, you play zombies again, and you restart the cycle. But we're not going to get into that because I love Zombies, Lord. Yeah.
Plus, we don't have the time to even begin to go into that.
We need like an hour just for that.
Yeah.
I think what we might see is snippets and like lightsaber fighting sequences from previous movies that we've seen.
Yeah.
I think a Vader-styled, heavy-handed Kylo, overhead swings is to be expected.
Yeah.
I personally want to see the Duel of Fates from 1 because that's probably one of the better choreographed ones. But it wouldn't make sense for either of those characters to know Obi-Wan, Maul, Qui-Gon, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's 100% a possibility that we're going to see mirrored moves from Vader, from Anakin, and probably from Luke.
Luke would probably.
That fight, that Return of the Jedi fight, is probably going to be mirrored in some way.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Or reversed even, maybe. Yeah. You know, where it's maybe somebody cheering on Rey and Kylo is the one in Luke's spot, where it's like a reversed mirror. Yeah. You know, I think we're going to
mirrors are naturally reversed.
Sure. Well, you know, either way, right?
Yeah.
Either way, I think we're going to see that.
What if we see somebody take the high ground?
We probably are, man. You know how Star Wars fans are. You take the high ground.
Yeah. Oh, man. So,
lots of Star Wars talk, lots of speculation. But
you saw the poster.
Yeah, I mean, the poster looks great. Yeah. The Star Wars posters don't have a bad poster.
But it also has got Palpatine in the background. There's a reason he's there. There's got to be.
Okay, well, can we confirm that Jar Jar Binks is dead? No. Now we know who the villain is.
Oh, my God.
Listen, I don't know to what extent Palpatine is going to play a role, but he clearly is.
Well, I think the whole point, the composition of the poster is like he's always been looming, or he's looming in the background. And I think up to this point, he has. He has been looming in the background.
Well, he survives in the EU, which they circumcised. Yeah. But yeah, that's gonna be my new thing.
I like cauterize better than you went full Jew on us. Okay. Anyway,
so speaking of going, anyway, let's talk American Horror Story.
Yeah. So they dropped a new trailer for this. Well, obviously they did that prior. You know, they gave us like a quick little teaser snippet on it. So this one is like a full blown like preview for the season to come. All right. At this, they could not decide which horror movie villain they wanted to rip off on this one. They went a little bit of Jason with the setting. They went a little bit of Michael Myers from a guy escaping, the Institute.
It's a camp thing, right?
Yeah, and they went a little bit. You know what you did last summer with the guy with the fucking fish hook and the hood, with a little bit of Black Christmas with the POV shots and all that. So they went like full. Like I said, they could not decide quite who they wanted to rip off, and I completely love it.
Yeah, I was going to say that's not necessarily a bad thing because they might just be paying an homage to our favorite slasher flicks and quote-unquote horror movies from the 80s.
Absolutely. So I'm all over this, man. I'm not like a super big fan of American Horror Story. I've always been a fan of the concept, but I've never quite like loved the execution, or maybe not all the themes or whatever. It quite interests me. Those
seasons that drag on. And you got to wrap up all these.
Yeah, there's been a few that I liked. I liked Asylum was okay to me.
I liked Asylum.
I like Roanoke a lot. Every time I saw bits from Roanoke, I thought it was excellent. And this one probably is gonna be my favorite, I imagine, because it's right up my alley.
Yeah, they're definitely catering towards you.
Absolutely.
So I think that'll be fun. This is probably the most excited I've been for a new American Horror Story since Carnival, which was 4, and we're on what, 8 now?
Yeah, something like that.
So yeah, man, it's been 4 long years, and I'm excited to see what we get.
Yeah, because apparently Adriana said the last season was kind of disappointing.
With Witch Coven?
No, this was Apocalypse or whatever the fuck.
Oh.
Yeah, apparently it wasn't. Or Cult. One of the two. I don't know.
Speaking about cults, talk to me about Pixar.
All right, so Pixar's got a new jam. It's called Pixar Soul. It's the next thing. Apparently, it's something to do with music because they got like Jamie Foxx involved and somebody else. So, I don't know too much about it, like, other than the fact that Jamie Foxx has signed up for it. And, he's a musical guy. He's a funny dude. So I'd imagine this would be pretty good.
Yeah, sounds good.
So, like I said, they have 2 projects announced right now. The thing with Tom Holland and Chris Pratt. And,
is it just me, or does it feel like Pixar has a lot to prove right now?
How so?
I don't know. I feel like they've just been kind of doing a lot, especially with this Soul thing, this new thing.
Yeah.
I feel like they've been cranking out movie after movie. Not to say that they're bad movies.
Well, they've always done that. They've always done one per year. It's just, I don't know, maybe you're feeling a particular way about them overall.
No, I don't dislike them by any means. I do enjoy Pixar. I'm just kind of curious. Maybe they're just trying to catch some of that Disney steam,
Well, I think it's kind of hard to ignore the popularity of their other properties at the moment.
Sure, absolutely.
So maybe there is some truth to what you say as far as like trying to stay relevant in the grand scheme of things. Hey, we're still here. Hey, not only are we still here, but we're like OG. You know what I mean? Which because let's be real, Pixar's probably one of the first big companies that Disney bought out in their quest of galactic supremacy.
Monopoly.
Yeah, but there's that. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say about that. But this one,
well, hang on.
Whoa.
You totally interrupted my thing. I was gonna say, speaking of trying to prove something.
Okay.
Let's talk about this new Joker trailer
there you
with
go.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Gabe's on top of the segues today. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about this. You watched this, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I watched this.
What do you think?
I like it. It doesn't give anything away.
Yeah.
Aside from maybe his mom dying. I think that's the only kind of obvious thing.
Did you know De Niro was going to be in this?
I did not know.
I had no fucking clue. I'm like, is that De Niro? And then it's sure shit it was.
I like this trailer. I think the next big thing after this movie is everybody's going to be saying bring in the clown.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's going to be like the next, like Why So Serious?
Yeah.
10 years ago, now it's going to be bring in the clown.
Yeah.
I love the way this thing looks. I love how it just doesn't feel like a fucking superhero or supervillain movie. It's trying to just be a good thriller, a good origin story, and it's not attaching itself to the DC label aside from, them publishing it, right?
I will say this, what's striking me the most interesting is the feel of Gotham. Okay, because there's obviously we've had a lot of different versions of Gotham that has existed so far. This one feels like the most true to Gotham to me.
It feels familiar, but new in a sense where you're still intrigued by the landscape, the architecture.
Also kind of exaggerated in some ways, especially on those subway scenes and the trolleys and the buses. Like you feel like there's like an extra layer of dirt that doesn't actually exist on these type of things, but it's Gotham, so it makes sense in the grand scheme of Gotham because Gotham is kind of a filthy, dirty, nasty town. And this one, I think, probably encapsulates Gotham as a city, probably the best out of any of the other properties that we've had. Because even when you go back to Batman Begins, where they had the Narrows and stuff like that, like it felt like really over exaggerated. And we're not going to talk about the Batman in the '90s because that was like way the fuck over the top. That was cranked up to 13 as far as how exaggerated and stupid some of the architecture is. This is the most realistic Gothic I've seen so far. I think
so too. I like the kind of orangey brown, like that auburn kind of tint to the film.
Yep.
I like that a lot. What was the thing that Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker said? Are you even listening?
Yeah.
I have negative thoughts. I only have negative thoughts. That shit was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That stuff was real good. What'd you think about him putting the mask over the face paint? I thought that was interesting.
I think it's cool, man. I mean, Joaquin has obviously taken a very different approach from everything that we've had previously with the Joker. Because we've had Pimp Joker, we've had Social Outcast Joker, and then like Disturbed Joker, and this guy seems like maybe not so much that he became the Joker, but the world forced him to become the Joker. You know what I mean? And it garners sympathy that way. But again, I'm kind of like you said, we don't really know much about the plot. Where's it going?
I got a theory about the mask over the paint thing.
Okay.
I think that it's going to be super symbolic. I already know that, but my theory is that at one point he snaps and he puts the mask on because he can't separate Joaquin Phoenix from the Joker. Like he doesn't realize he has the paint on.
Yeah.
Because if you have face paint, why would you need a mask depicting the same shit on top of that.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time the Joker has done that on film. He did that in the beginning of Dark Knight. Keep that in mind.
Sure, but I'm saying that was super cool too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I looked at it as a way of maybe him kind of blending in with the crowd, trying to get away from whatever he's doing. But it appears that the clown look is something that he adopted. It didn't look like something that was started by him, because I guess people are complaining about politicians or whatever things. People are dressed up as clowns while they riot or whatever. So it almost looks like something that he adapted.
Sure.
In a weird way. And I love the way the outfit is so
comes together so perfectly.
It's so good. Yeah, it looks so good. His physical build is shocking. He did a great job. Obviously, Joaquin looks great as the physical build. The hair's
perfect. Yeah. The facial expressions are great.
Absolutely.
And making the little kid laugh. At the beginning of the trailer.
And then
good.
The mom's kind of like looking over her shoulder, like, "Fucking go away," or it's just it's kind of setting up this character who is like not built for this world, kind of scenario.
The first half of the movie is going to be a sympathy story where you try to feel for him, and then the second half he's going to do some crazy, outrageous, unforgivable, raunchy shit.
Yeah,
that's going to make you question why you felt bad for him in the first half.
Yeah, because I think I do definitely see them ramping it up. Well, maybe about halfway through, you're like, okay, I kind of understand where he's coming from, and by then you're like, okay, let's not go near that, right? So overall, I think it looks great. I think they're going to do a good job at the end. Big shock.
We're excited.
Yeah, we're excited. Absolutely.
We're excited. Good stuff. So that's mid-October.
Yep.
And I'm going to see that opening weekend. I don't care what
I'm going to try. I'm going to try for sure.
I think it'll be a good contender. And that's just from speculation. I guess we'll see.
Absolutely.
Maybe
we will.
If DC fucks this one up, we'll boycott them.
Yeah, right. I see you boycotting them more likely than me, because I just can't stay away from this shit for some reason. I'm in the fucking Psycho game. I just assimilated. Like the Borg. Anyway, moving along.
Sure. So there's rumors that the first Witcher movie with Henry Cavill, as The Witcher, is dropping November 1st.
Oh, yeah?
So I feel like we covered this maybe 6 months ago where we said, hey, Witcher movie, cool.
Yeah.
And now it's, rumored to drop November 1st. Super cool. I'm excited. I'm going to watch those. I haven't touched the games yet.
Yeah,
I've been meaning to. But it's based on a Polish novel series, blah, blah, blah. Got to support the boys back home. Looks fun. I'm sure Netflix will do a bang-up job with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know much about The Witcher, I'm not going to lie. But it was always something like, okay, cool, maybe one day.
Hey, man, it's fantasy.
Yep. Fantasy's not really been like my favorite genre of anything, really. But, hey, people like it. They sells, obviously.
Something to watch, right?
They've created 3 games along the way that obviously people are invested in.
And they just ported one over to the Switch.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Excellent. So, yeah, that's interesting, and I'll definitely keep my eye on that moving on as well. So this one is, you put this on here, and I'm fucking... I want to know.
Guillermo del Toro's next project is a werewolf movie.
Oh, man.
So we don't have many details about it. I don't know if he's still writing. I don't know if he's starting filming. What's going on with this? But he's doing a werewolf movie as his next film. And his reasoning was, he said he wanted to breathe some new life into the werewolf genre.
Absolutely.
And I was like, holy shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what's the last good werewolf movie you saw aside from Underworld?
And even
because
then,
I think Underworld, to me at least, I think it's more leaning towards favoritism of the vampire.
Absolutely.
But what was the last good werewolf movie you saw, man? See, now, simply because...
I can't name something off the top of my head.
Yeah.
It's hard. Werewolves are like easily the most underrated fucking like monster movie fucking archetype that nobody takes advantage of. Because obviously there's been a bazillion... like vampire movies, just a vampire movies and stuff like that, and even Frankenstein's had a couple runs.
Well, the vampire is like inherently sexy and like mysterious, and people are drawn to that, like that Chris Angel aesthetic. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Yeah.
And people love that. Werewolves are a lot more brutal.
Yeah,
they're a lot more hairy, and they cater to I don't know, man. Like werewolves go to Kublai Khan shows, where vampires cry that him broke up. You know what I mean?
I was asking Alexandria, but that works too.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But I think it's super fun because, I got a couple off the top of my head. I didn't watch Teen Wolf or Teen Werewolf, whatever it's called, but I guess it's a werewolf property. I haven't seen it. Can't give you an opinion.
Yeah.
I think the last good thing I saw was Hemlock Grove, which was one of the earlier Netflix originals. But it's one of those where one of them's a vampire, one of them's a werewolf. And we always see them at odds with each other.
Oh, Being Human. That's probably the last good werewolf show that I could remember. And that was a half vampire show too.
Yeah, but like you see, so I think that Guillermo del Toro, say what you want about his last couple movies. I didn't particularly love them. The effects were fucking great.
Well, you did like the last
Scary
one.
Stories, yeah. But I didn't
like
The Shape of Water one bit.
That's true.
His monsters are excellent.
Yep.
and I think we're gonna see the resurgence of the werewolf with this new one.
I'm pretty jazzed about this. I saw you put this up, and I'm like, I need to know more about this like immediately.
Yeah. So we'll keep y'all posted. I don't know if we have a running title, a working title. We don't know shit about this yet. All we know is that Guillermo del Toro said, let's do fucking werewolves, and he's gonna do werewolves, and he's gonna do them good. Because even if it's a bad movie at the end of the day, the monster's gonna be banging.
Absolutely, it's gonna at least look super dope and be super.
Yeah, at the very least,
true.
right?
Yeah, very true to what werewolves are. All right, so
Good stuff.
Yeah, you put this on here as well.
So Bear Grylls this week was hospitalized. You want to know how?
How?
He got a bee sting and he's allergic.
Wow.
How do you do all that shit for so many years and just now find out you're allergic to fucking bees?
That's kind of crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drink my own piss.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not actually going to, but a bee, a fucking bee.
Hey man, it is what it is.
The dude's name is Bear Grylls. Bear Grylls. You think he'd be mauled by a bear?
That's strange.
By a bee.
He's the type of guy that you send into the mountains with like a piece of tinfoil and a pen.
Yeah, I heard all like a lot of his shows are fucking faked and staged.
I don't give a fuck. Either who cares?
But regardless,
Yeah.
you built up this crazy ass persona and you had all these shows and stuff and bee sting.
Well, fucking Wild Boys was fucking. I don't want to say staged, but there's definitely controlled environments, and nobody was complaining about that.
Yeah, nobody controlled that cannibal environment for Wild Boys though.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Good stuff.
All
Speaking
right.
about cannibal environments. Let's talk Terminator: Dark Fate.
So, new trailer for this dropped. Now, for those who may not be in the know, I'm a huge Terminator fan. Up until after 2, I basically ignore everything. Salvation was all right if you want like an epilogue to the whole entire thing, but so. Dark Fate, the new trailer dropped. Apparently, this is ignoring Genesis, which is like the best thing they could possibly do. And this is just taking up after Terminator 2. So there's none of that extra bullshit. There's nothing about her passing away like there was in 3. It's just
time travel. Let's erase everything.
Yeah. It looks okay. I'm not completely sold on it. I am stoked that Linda Hamilton is back as Sarah Connor. I am happy that James Cameron is back involved with this as an executive producer. We'll see what happens. I don't know if this is something I'll see on opening day, but it is something that I am invested in, being a big fan of the franchise. Watched the first 2 last weekend. Oh, my God, I love them. Love them. So I don't know, man. It doesn't bring anything new to the table as far as some of the visual effects. And I'm sorry, you'll just never get better than 2 as far as some of the action set pieces.
Because they're practical effects and not CGI.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's that too. That's definitely a big part of it. I'm not particularly sold on the friendly Terminator or whatever this person is. We'll see, I guess. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about it real quick, briefly. I am cautiously optimistic.
All right. I feel like we've been using that term a lot.
Yeah, well, we're afraid of these properties that we love getting ruined.
Can you, boomers always say like, oh, millennials are ruining this and that. I think boomers are ruining the fucking movie industry with these countless reboots, remakes, sequels, all that shit.
Hey, man.
Anyway, that's my little rant for today. Let's talk gaming. I want you to go over the Siege talk with Ponce, because Ponce got so much cake he can't sneak up on anyone because his ass cheeks clapping from a block away.
All right, so I played a little bit with Siege Ranked with my buddy Michael Ponce de Leon, one of my buddies from high school, and he's relatively green to the Siege world, right? I think he just passed his ability to actually play ranked games. And first off, I'm gonna fucking cuss him out real quick because just due to the fact that this cocksucker has a black ice and he's playing the game for 2 hours. And I fucking don't have a single black ice, and I've been playing this game for 4 years. That pissed me off because he has the P90 and black ice for
a good gun
for Rook, and I was fucking upset. I actually wanted to choke him out for a second because I'm so mad because I don't have one. So I hopped on rank with him. He is bronze 2, which is about where I would put him. And I started to play some ranked games with him, and I don't know what it is about the bronze level where people are just doing off-the-wall radical shit that I just can't predict it because it's just...
Yeah, and then they fucking smoke you.
Yeah, it's just people who are like do shit that doesn't make any sense, and I am not prepared for somebody to do something that I'm not...
That's the Siege theory going around.
Yeah, that I am not prepared to deal with somebody who's doing shit that's completely off the wall and doesn't make any sense, that it fucking gets the better of me every single time. It doesn't... I'm like, that doesn't even fucking make sense. Like, what? And then I get killed, and I lose. So I've dropped down to gold 3, and I'm not happy about it. So I'm going to blame Ponce on that, even though it might not all necessarily be his fault. I'm going to blame him for it. And every time I play Siege with him, I want to choke him out. Because, this is what I wanted to tell you. So he got Jackal recently, right? So
Great operator.
yeah, absolutely. Solid, well-rounded. I think if you know what you're doing, you think it'll be all right. So we were playing casual at this point because I couldn't take it anymore, and I got killed, and I think it was a vigil or somebody killed me. And I'm like, well, track his footsteps, Pons. He's like, what? I'm like, track his footsteps. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, with Jackal, you could track the footsteps. He's like, oh, I thought I'd just let you see the footsteps. I'm like, oh my God.
Welcome to the green world of Rainbow Six Siege.
I'm like, dude, that's his whole point, is that he could track the footsteps, because he just thought you could physically see where they're going.
Where every day the community grows, but the collective IQ diminishes.
Yeah, so he upset me a little bit last night.
That's funny. I told you about my shit streak in Grim Sky, like halfway through Grim Sky. Yeah. I went from like silver 1 all the way down to like copper fucking 3 or 2, man, dude. It was like a 2-day shit streak. I was like, I don't want to touch Rainbow Six anymore.
Yeah, it definitely has a way about it where you're just...
Well, because if you get in that mindset where you're like, I have to rank up, you're not going to, buddy.
Yeah,
because then you make hasty decisions, you make stupid call-outs, and then boom, you drop another one.
Yeah, and then, it was a rough go last night. So I decided that I don't think I'm going to be queuing up with Ponce in the ranked field anytime soon.
Let that rest. Hopefully we get crossplay, man. Crossplay. Give me that crossplay, because then you and I and Greg, that's 3.
I mean, you fucking bailed on me, so I'm not going to... what am I going to hop in with you again so you could bail on me again, cocksucker? Man. Or what the fuck?
All right, bro, I see you. he needs a squad, and he doesn't have one.
I don't have one. I've never had one.
Soon, my friend. Soon.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Good stuff.
He bailed on me.
So, I didn't know where to put this next top. I put it under gaming because that's kind of what I see it as.
What is this?
It's called Zombies Run! ! So I was looking into pedometer apps, that like track your steps and stuff.
Okay.
And because I want a certain range of functionalities and stats and shit I want to see, right?
Absolutely.
I wouldn't say I'm picky. I just kind of know what I want to see on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, yearly basis, just to track some stuff and calories and shit of that nature, right? So Zombies Run is one of those I came across, and it's super cool. So there's a trial version of it for free. And so what happens is you put your earbuds in when you run, and based on your steps, it'll tell you a certain amount of the story. So there's a narrator that narrates the story about this group in a zombie apocalypse. And in order to get the next chunk of the story, you got to keep running. What do you think about that?
That's kind of cool. It's a way to incentivize running. If you're like, if they do a great job telling you a great story, then yeah, it's 100% a way. Imagine if Walking Dead came in that way. You know how many fucking people would be like 30 pounds lighter?
Well, I was telling Maddie, I was like, well, my main reason for wanting to start running again is if there's ever a zombie situation. Because if you're chunky and you run 50 feet and you're like, fuck, you're donezo, dude. 2 days, tops.
Yeah, definitely.
So I was like, listen, we got to start training now so we can live later.
But
true. I thought it was a super cool idea, man. Yeah. This is the first one I kind of saw. And the first story is free. They have, I think, 4 or 5 collective stories. I don't know how much the app is. I haven't touched it yet. Yeah. I just kind of saw the premise, and I was like, I think this is what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
So I might install the free version. I'll let you know how the story goes. Yeah. And if it's really enthralling, I think this might be the next kind of... I don't want to say Pokemon Go where it has everybody out there and moving. Yeah. Because that was lightning in a fucking bottle.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think it's coming close to kind of that incentive. Because how many times have you like, I got to be active today. And then you're like, fuck, man, work was a bitch, this and that. I don't want to do nothing. Baby's crying, this and that. Yeah. And then you don't end up doing nothing.
Absolutely. Real quick, I forgot to put this on the agenda, but apparently the Blair Witch game is out.
Cool. You touched it?
I haven't touched it yet, but I've seen somebody comment on Facebook that it has like at least 4 different endings.
Cool.
So, it may be something that I'll have to look into in the near future.
Awesome. Is it it's not full price, is it? Not the full 60?
I don't think it's full price.
I hope not.
Yeah, I think it's discounted. So I'll follow up and we'll see, because I think that would be something that my wife would be interested in. Let me put on the big screen in the living room and have her kind of watch and see how it plays out.
Well, because what they got 8 movies, or I'm sorry, 8 endings for the movie, I think, somewhere around.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
6, 7, 8, somewhere around there. Because we watched all of them at one point.
Yeah, some of them are more terrifying than the others.
Yeah, I think, I want to say like 60% of them were more terrifying than the ending they chose.
Yeah.
Especially of the one just hanging there.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
Yeah, that was bad. All right, so yeah, that's definitely something that we're going to be looking at in the coming agenda. I hate to say this, Gabe, but this is all you.
I got all the music talk this week. I was thinking just now, actually, seconds ago, I had this idea that if the Blair Witch Project wasn't a movie already, it'd be a pretty cool band name.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd have the same connotations. I think you'd have to look up what the fuck it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if the movie didn't blow up, I think it'd be an acceptable band name.
Absolutely
But
would.
now we're in that kind of no-no zone. So A Day to Remember is coming out with a new album called You're Welcome later this year. Good stuff. Like A Day to Remember.
Apparently, people hate the single that dropped for this, the Degenerates thing. People hated this, apparently.
Right?
I saw people just like fucking putting it on blast on Facebook.
I mean, Dan liked it, and Dan did our intro, so we should like it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's how that works.
I didn't jam to it, to be honest with you. I didn't listen to it.
Okay.
I'm probably just going to wait till the album drops, honestly. I don't want too much information. I'm excited. A Day to Remember doesn't have a bad album. They have great albums, and they have, like, okay albums.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just excited to see what they do next, because their okay album was their last one for me.
What was that called?
Bad Vibrations.
Yeah, or something like that, yeah.
Something like that. That one didn't really make that cut for me.
Okay, interesting.
Good stuff. In addition to that, we got Counterparts, Nothing Left to Love, coming out November 1st. Okay, first of all, I want to say, Brendan Murphy, Counterparts, I'm fucking sorry. You guys deserve way more love on this podcast because I love Counterparts, and I feel like we never fucking talk about it on this podcast.
Yeah.
And fucking great. And I'll double back to Counterparts in a second.
Okay.
So, Dance Gave and Dance sneak dropped an album on us Friday night called Acceptance Speech 2.0.
Did they really?
Yeah, they did, just out of the blue.
Why do they keep doing that?
I don't know, because Dance Gave and Dance, and they can do whatever the fuck they want, right?
Yeah, I guess.
So, okay, if you're a fan of Dance Gave and Dance, you're going to love this album. No, it's actually really good. To me, I think it's the most musically intriguing. They do a lot of cool stuff. You know, Will Swan's a fucking master at everything he does, guitar-wise. John Mess cranks up the fucking screams to 10. He does a phenomenal job, and I feel like this is kind of the opposite of the last album, because it was Tillian Pearson, lots of singing, and then John Mess contrasting that. Yeah. Granted, that's always been the Dance Gave and Dance formula, but it was like a 70-30 split on the last album. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's the opposite, man. John Mess really takes the forefront of this album, and it's Tillian that highlights him and kind of accents with his pretty vocals, the kind of dirty, grimy.
Do you think I like this better than anything else?
I think so, yeah. I think it feels like old Dance Gavin Dance, but everything on it is fine-tuned, you know?
Because I think John goes completely under the radar as far as like top tier screamers, because he has a style that's like soul to him. Like nobody else screams quite like him. I
think nobody gives John Mess credit because he does some like, you know, my feet are dirty AC 130 type of shit. You know, like that's like a John Mess line. You know what I'm saying? You know, and people are like, yeah, dude, Dance Gavin Dance. And then, like, you listen to, like, what John does, and it's hilarious most of the time.
That was good, Gabe.
And then they're like, yeah, John Mess, cool. You know?
Yeah, fair enough.
But I think you'll like this album because it does have that old school Dance Gavin Dance vibe, and I love it, man. It's good. Acceptance Speech 2.0, I think, rightfully earns the 2.0 subtitle. They got Strawberry Swishers Part 3, Death of a Robot with Human Hair, and all this good stuff on there. Their song titles are wild and wacky.
Always been.
But it's good music, and I think they did a great job. And I'm glad they kind of just sneak dropped it, because I know when the last one dropped last year. And then Tillian did a solo album, and then they took a small kind of break, and then they just came back and dropped this.
Working.
Yeah, Dance Gavin Dance, man. I think they've been more productive than ever with this current lineup.
I'd have to agree with that. Yeah,
and especially with Secret Band.
Yeah,
that dropped a few months ago too. Check it out, man. Acceptance Speech 2.0, great album. I didn't dive too much into it because, well, I was on vacation.
Yeah, but he put this whole entire list on here.
Yeah.
All right, keep going, man.
So we got certified bangers of the week. We're bringing those back. At least we're trying to. First and foremost, Counterparts dropped a single in addition to the announcement of their new album called Wings of Nightmares. Holy shit. This single hits every single note of the metalcore hardcore community that I love, and I feel like they wrote this song for me. You ever listen to something, you're like, fuck, this is everything I love in that genre, and
absolutely,
you're like, wow. And I feel like this song was catered towards me. So thank you, Brendan Murphy. Thank you, Counterparts, and I'm excited. Y'all got this shit ready for me.
Okay, good
fucking thing. And yeah, man, tragedy will find us. You're not you anymore. Good stuff.
Okay.
Next one, See You Space Cowboy. I know you don't like them, but
I don't not like them. I just don't. I'm not crazy about them.
Sure. They dropped a single called Put On a Show, Don't Let Them See You Fall. I like this title a lot. I think it's pretty cool. They do interesting shits with their titles, much like Dance Gavin Dance, but cranked up to like 40.
Yeah.
Good single. They're known for their kind of like 2-minute long songs. I don't love it, don't hate it. I think it's a good single. Check it out if you're ever bored and you like that stuff. Okay. They are on to the season this year, so I'm glad they're kind of growing. Next one, Straight from the Path, Kickback with Brendan Murphy from Counterparts. So they've been fucking busy.
Wow, you're just all over the place with this.
Yeah, man, I'm all over the place. So, Kickback. So let me tell you something. You know the dude calls himself Drew York. I don't know if that's like his legal name, but he calls himself Drew York. It might be his legal name.
Isn't
Like
that-
New York, Drew
is-
York, because they're from New York.
Isn't that what's his name? Yeah.
Yeah, this is Screamer for Screamer for the Pit. I
Yeah.
thought that was fun. So, called Kickback with Brandon Murphy. Good stuff. I feel like it has a lot more groove. It's a lot more fun, and it's a lot more politically fuck you than probably most of their last album. And I'm glad they're back in the main line for me.
Wait, real quick. I want to make a quick comment about Straight from the Path because they've always been a band that I enjoy. However, the last couple albums have been politically charged, right? Well, some of them had like flavorings of politically charged. The last one
Are
was
you
like,
kidding me? It's a politically charged band.
well, I'm saying they weren't always like that though.
Okay.
Like, they always had like flavorings of it, but like the last one was like full bore. Like, let's talk about
The
politics.
house always wins.
Yeah, they. And I don't mean to have this come off as an insult. They are the type of band that seems like they talk about politics without actually knowing what they're talking about.
Sounds like a first world problem child.
No.
That's my one.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's just me. That's just the opinion that I get from them. I'm not saying that they're not intelligent and they don't have an opinion. I'm sure they do. But to me,
we don't know them like that. But yeah.
To me, that's what it comes off as. Anyway, keep going. Sorry.
Good stuff. So this Straight from the Path single, Kickback, featuring Brandon Murphy of Counterparts. Great banger. It's back in the groove. Like I said, I didn't particularly love that last album. I didn't, aside
Me
from the
either.
Keith Buckley and the Brian Garris song, which are both great. This is, I don't want to say a return to form because it's really not, man. They're moving, they're grooving. They got that East Coast beat that everybody loves to hear. And I'm glad. I'm kind of excited for this album, which I think drops in November.
Okay. Very cool.
So, Bangers of the week, man. You got any music stuff? What you been jamming to this week?
Actually, what have I been jamming to? Let me get that pulled up for you real quick. I downloaded Pressure by Wage War. Not blown away about it. I don't have an opinion on it quite yet.
Okay, I was actually going to mention that quickly. I skimmed through it. I don't have an opinion on it yet, so we should do a co-op album review on it next week because there is some stuff that's interesting and that departs from Wage War, but I'm not going to give away too much about my opinion.
Yeah, I haven't got there quite yet, but that's something that we can do. Fits for an Autopsy dropped a new single. Oh my god.
Always smacks.
Oh my god. Don't even get me fucking started. A lot of Sanction this week. It's been my
Good
shit.
stuff.
Which bleeds me into this thing that I didn't get a chance to put on. But Kerrang put out a top 50 hardcore band list.
Okay, so we got to talk about this real quick.
Okay.
30-ish of these bands are hardcore.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I want to give credit to the writer because to find 50 bands that he considers to be hardcore is one thing because I probably couldn't name you 50 hardcore bands within an hour.
Yeah,
we could probably get close to two of us, right?
Yeah.
But then to find 50 creative things to say that summarizes their music and their style and their message is a feat of its own. Mm-hmm. So say what you want about the list, but I think the writing is there.
Absolutely. And at the very least, you'll get hardcore centric bands out of this list. So if
the
you're
top 25 are definitely hardcore centric.
I actually wanted to talk about the top 10. We'll go through them together and we'll just kind of rate it.
Go 10 down because we already know what one is.
Yeah. So 10, Year of the Knife. So this is one of my bands. I completely agree. I love these guys. I love Year of the Knife. They're awesome. Candy, who I never heard of. I mean, I know they're on tours.
The Knocked Loose tour.
Yeah, I know they're on tours right now. I haven't got a chance to get to them yet.
This was with the dude who just got out for drug trafficking, I believe, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we mentioned that briefly.
I don't know about that. But, so yeah, I just downloaded an album to give it a look. Gouge Away. I haven't heard this one of them either, but I'm definitely interested in checking them out. And
yeah,
way.
You put Will Putney on any fucking project you want, and it'll be great.
Yeah, I'm all over this one. Angel Dust. Whatever.
Borderline.
Yeah.
I think they're worth mentioning.
Yeah, they're okay. Code Orange, which I'm surprised they weren't higher. I'm surprised they weren't 2.
What are they, like 7?
They are 5.
5?
This is 5.
I
Yeah.
think that's within the realm of fair.
Yeah, I was expecting them to be 2, but I was kind of surprised to see them at 5. But Code Orange, they're up there. Jesus Peace, way the fuck over it.
Should
I
always be.
Love it. Vane, this is one of your bands.
Fucking love Vane, man.
Yep.
They bring that new metal and hardcore shit, and they fuse it, and they tell you, fucking eat it.
Absolutely.
You're not leaving this table till you eat the album.
Turnstile, this is number 2, this is like the one that I'm just like, I don't know about that one. Because they're not really hardcore.
Yeah, they're not particularly hardcore.
No. And of course, number 1, which we all kind of, before I clicked the list, I already knew who was going to be at the top.
They deserve it.
Yeah, Knock Loose at number 1, of course. But I kind of like this list overall. Like you said, there's some interesting bands in here. It's funny because I tell them like, where the fuck's Harm's Way? And Gabe's like, well, within the first 5 minutes they tell you why Harm's Way.
They didn't mention it. They're like, Harm's Way doesn't qualify because
their first album was prior to 2010. And same thing with Incendiary, who I also would have put on this list as well. But overall, it's pretty cool stuff, man.
A couple of things I checked out because you mentioned a couple of Chicago bands. I was like, well, let me check them out.
Yeah.
Lord Snow is not hardcore music. That's like experimental with occasional screams. It's not. So I wouldn't put that as hardcore. Great American Ghost is on there. Fuck, dude. I think nobody's given Great American Ghost the credit that they deserve. The credit. Honestly, I think 30 is way too low for Great American Ghost.
Sharp Tube is on here, which I don't know how I agree with.
I don't know how that made the cut.
Maybe 50. Maybe 50. Maybe 50 out of 50. Maybe for Sharp Tooth, but I don't know about that. Sanctions on here at 24.
Yeah, they need to be way higher.
Yeah.
They got to be like top 15 at least.
That's where I would have put them too, especially now. That shit is so hot. But overall, not a bad list. I'm giving them credit just because, like you said, it's very difficult to come out with 50 bands and be like, you know what, check these out for different
Vanna,
reasons.
for all intensive purposes, should be on that list. But A, they released music before 2010, and B, they're no longer a band.
They're no longer active.
I think it's 2 of the 3 disqualifiers, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I feel like the criteria should have been a bit brightened, and I feel like the testing pool should have been wider.
Because I have a problem with a band. I mean, this is just tossing out there. A band like See You Space Cowboy being on this list while Harm's Way and Incendiary are not, just because of the technicality of it.
Sure. I mean,
what I mean?
See You Space Cowboy is indeed a brand new band. They've been around for 3 years.
Yeah.
Right? And I do think they have plenty of hardcore influences and elements in their stuff.
I wouldn't quite call them hardcore.
Yeah, I wouldn't call them quite hardcore. Exactly. They're like... They're from the West, but dude, by all intensive purposes, they have that East Core chaos that, like, Every Time I Die, Callous Cowboys, and Dillinger Escape Plan have,
Callous Cowboys.
But yeah, like bands like Xibalba, which is a fucking awesome name, by the way. They're close enough.
Yeah,
they're like right there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So Kerrang and the author whose name I didn't
let me
get,
let me
pull that up
because let me give this guy his
I always
proper
feel
credit.
like we don't credit people.
Yeah, we never do. We're like, oh, that guy who wrote this article for that one magazine.
That one dude who's not Will Putney.
His name is Words, so it says Words. There's multiple Ethan Fixel, Chris Covation, and Eli Enos. Enos? Sorry.
Point 1. Thank you for putting together a list of 50 bands that you should check out within reason.
Also, all of these have to be American. That's another
American.
And they don't consider Varials hardcore. Okay.
Okay. Maybe let's not think.
No. Like I said, it's cool. Like I said, at the very least, bands I haven't heard of, I'm going to be checking out now at the very minimum. You know what I mean?
2, like I said, it takes one thing to put together 50 hardcore-ish bands.
Yep.
And then it's a whole different ballpark to write 2 or 3 sentences that kind of describe their style, their message, and what they're about.
Yep.
And I think that's where this article shines. Would I have changed things? Fuck yeah, I would
absolutely
have changed things. Top 25. Come on, you got to say top 25 for Great American Ghost.
Yeah, I'll give you
that
that
list.
I'll give you that.
Super excited for the new album.
I'm sure you are.
I'm gonna ask him when it's coming out.
All right.
They're like the only band that fucking replies to me. Silent Planet didn't reply to me again. Did you know that?
No.
Maddie tweeted at them because we have a picture in front of the castle, the Disney castle, with our Silent Planet.
Oh man, really?
Netflix Stranger Things shirts. And it was like, Maddie's like, oh, Garrett, Silent Planet, we took you guys to Disney with us, and they didn't fucking say shit.
I'm sorry, dude.
I'm sorry. I still love y'all.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You seem like you're hurt by this.
A little bit.
It might have to be a conversation piece.
I just wanted to hang out with Garrett.
After the podcast gets off air, it might be a conversation piece. But we're not going to get into that because we don't have that kind of time this week on the Second City Kids podcast. But with that being said, you got anything else, Gabe?
2 albums next week that we're going to review.
2 albums.
I'm not going to spoil one of them. I want it to be a surprise.
Okay. Well, make sure you put it on so I could actually have something to say about it.
Well, we're doing Wage War together,
For
and
sure.
then I got to remember what the other one was because I just slipped my mind.
So it's a surprise for you, too, at the moment.
Yeah. It's a surprise for me. God damn, you early onset Alzheimer's.
I'm sorry. All right. But other than that, that was the Second City Kids podcast this week. That was episode 131 for you. Next week, we'll be back for episode 132. Also celebrating or getting close to celebrating that
4-year mark.
That 4-year mark. Also, forgot to shout this out. We are Podbean's featured podcast of the week. Well, one of them. And thanks, guys. I mean, we definitely got a surge of listens this week. The last couple of episodes have been doing pretty well because of it. So thanks, Podbean, for giving us another look. We appreciate that. And hopefully we'll be back on the list again soon. But other than that, signing out for this week for Gabe and Jacob. Deuces. Thank you guys for joining us this week on the Second City Kids podcast. You can like us on iTunes, Google, anywhere else podcasts are found. Any comments, questions, or concern, you can email us at secondcitykids@gmail.com. Until next week, folks, deuces.